Hi, good to see you. Good to see you. So each of you individually might be different takeaways for each of you. So have each of you share your takeaway from the last 7 days, and what would be your assignment, your wish for the people go out there and become a recruiting machine.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I think what is really one big takeaway that I could tell is like so many different people from so many different backgrounds with so many different obviously companies and approaches and everything all go out there and make it happen. And that really shows me that if you're dedicated and if you want to make it happen, you can. Also, what I think is something that is really, really important is to see how things become a focus if you just decide to make it a focus. If you look at those,
it's all about a decision.
Okay.
Sorry.
So if you look at those 7 days, just now what you did, it was born out of an idea somewhere in the Network Marketing Pro mind. Hey, let's do this recruiting challenge, and you turned the whole network marketing world upside down, and it became, because of an idea of you, it became a focus for every single person that was following, and the ripple spread and all of that. And this really taught me something that that opportunity can be created, moments of opportunity, windows of opportunity, they can be created on demand. And that's a very powerful takeaway for leaders. And my advice, or my, I forgot the word.
Tip, task.
No, what is it called? With A, the word with A. My God, I'm not a native English speaker.
Assignment.
Assignment, that's the word.
For us, that's a difficult word.
So anyways, so here's my assignment. Don't stop here. Like, don't stop here. Keep it going. Keep the energy going. Keep the activity going. And I bet there's people out there that maybe in the first 3-4 days, they were just curious, they were just watching, and they kind of just got really started, and now it's somehow already over. But baby, it ain't over. It's just the warm up for the big virtual GoPro. And my advice, my assignment is just to keep it going, keep recruiting, bring in the class of 2021 right now and make it really, really big.
Yeah, for me, it's, Eric, I'm all about energy, so for me, where focus goes, energy flows. So for me, it's all about now not losing the pace. Go out there. If you plan to recruit 20 people right now, then you're only recruited 5. Keep on going and going and going. I was sharing today with my leaders. We were having a great meeting at the pool here in Dubai. That's what I love about network marketing. And I said, I was already on top of the company plan, and I could have just stepped away and stopped recruiting and just manage my team. And then that guy, who today, by the way, is my top leader, wouldn't be in my team today. But because I kept on going and I kept on recruiting, I didn't lose my check. And this is very important, because people think to just turn the management mode because you make a lot of money and stop working. No, we need to keep on putting new people. And I believe blessing and helping more people. And my assignment for today is, I was talking about how I started to interview some of my leaders, and through that, we really recruited a new class of leaders. If you don't have a team, ask interview your upline. It's all about the stories. It's all about the relationship. But if you have a team, look for your top leaders, give them something to do. If you ever, the first one that recruits 5 people, I will interview and edify you if you do have a team, because I've seen that working so well for us. And I really think Facebook Live, story, story from IGTV, and go for it.
So Stefania, can you elaborate on your assignment a little bit? So Danian's is don't stop here. Yours is what exactly?
So it's if you have a team, tell people in your team that the first one who will ever do whatever assignment that signs up the first 5 people, or sells more product, whatever is the assignment you want them to do, I will interview you. Obviously, if you're a leader, so you edify that person, and I'll put you on Facebook Live, I'll put you on Instagram, IGTV, and or if you instead still don't have a team, then ask your leaders you interview them, but create curiosity. People today are at home, at least in Italy, for example, there is a lockdown again. You know, it's crazy how many people are bored at home watching Netflix and they go on Instagram just because you're interviewing and talking. So I've seen that, Eric, we recruited like crazy because of that. We attracted so many people because people want to hear stories and you talk about the beauty of the profession and all that.
Okay, so let me see if I can refine it just slightly.
Yes.
Interview someone on your team for some sort of achievement, put it up on social, or if you don't have a team, have your upline interview you.
Yeah. Or even you interview your upline. You can share stories.
Or you interview your upline.
Yeah, yeah. So we share stories, why network marketing, why, who we are, why did we start, how skeptical I was, what was she doing? And then I chose people like, I chose lawyers, I chose moms, I chose single mom, I chose dad, I chose entrepreneur purposely to attract different people. And then because it goes live, people, and then I told the team I would make a flyer, promote it in the groups on our Facebook group as well. And then I will tell the team to go and support and make likes and comments just to get the interaction going. And of course, people did it. And then some people, you know, saw comments and they recruited these people as long as we attracted people. And that helped a lot of new relationship and new contacts.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to Jefferson Santos. Jefferson, what was your big takeaway from this whole challenge, and then when you're done kind of summarizing that, sharing that, what would be your assignment for everyone?
You bet, Eric. Thanks for having me again. First of all, I mean, several takeaways. Number one is we have so many talented people and giving leaders in the network marketing industry that a lot of us didn't even know. And all of us trainers on this side that you allowed us to train just really allowed me to be just like, wow, I can't wait to get back at it and keep going and apply the things that I learned. But here's the thing, guys, I just feel real grateful and blessed just to be around so many great people training, and you, Eric, and by the way, those of you that are watching right now, you're on the bonus day. You guys are the hard chargers. You guys are going to get more meat and potatoes today. So here's some takeaways. You know, Simon Sinek has that book, Start With Why. He also has Leaders Eat Last. He also has another one called Infinite Game. Recruiting is an infinite game. It never stops. Business is an infinite game. Okay, so we got to think about, and I realize this, I'm like, recruiting's never over. You know, you might slow down a little bit. You might speed up a little bit. Definitely these last 7 days have caused all of us to speed up a little bit, but it's just getting started. You know, somebody had a question there in the Q&A, and I said, you know, our work is just starting right now. Whether you're a top income earner or you're just getting started, the work is beginning today. Today is day one. Every day is day one. And now we got to go and go do the thing. We got to go do the work. Now, here's the other thing is, Eric, what you did is you exposed us to all this great training. You involved us and we upgraded, exposed and involve and upgrade. Like I talked about last week. We got involved. We're upgraded our belief in the network marketing industry. We believe in there's great people involved in the industry. We believe more in ourselves. Like, man, I didn't know if I can do this. You know what? I can do this. I know a lot of you, our belief is way up right now. And so we did the whole expose, involve, and upgrade this past 7 days. And also there's different strokes for different folks. You're going to attract your tribe. That's for you. Don't worry about attracting everybody else. That was big. And as far as the assignment, number one, buy the lifetime access to these training, to this challenge. I mean, what part of the last 7 days do you want to miss? I don't want to miss any of it. Get the lifetime access. The other assignment, get your Go Pro ticket if you haven't, okay? But then the other thing is your 3-step setup. What I shared last week was, and actually Pat talked about it, and also Eric talked about it. And there's different ways to share our story. Okay. And if you're about to show a presentation on a video, for most of us a video or a live presentation, it's your situation, what's happening. Hey man, you know what? I don't see my kids. I'm working 80 hours a week, and it's just been tough. And I've been looking for something and I found it. That's the first step. Second step is the turn, right? The transition. I'm all in. I found something. I'm all in on it. I'm going to crush this thing, but I don't know if it's for you or not. And that's the third step. And if you could do that to 5 people today, that's your assignment today. Go just share your 3-step setup with people, whether that's your prospecting angle to set up an appointment, or that's what you say before you show them the video. That's what I would do today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you do want to get the recordings, we get a lot of people asking about this. If you want to get the recordings, you can go to this link, GoProRecruitingChallenge.com/lifetime-access. And I think we're going to end up selling this longer term for probably $200, $197 we'll sell it for, to be able to have all of those thought leaders and trainers, myself, Marina, and all of those top recruiting trainers all in one. And we're going to provide it in video, audio, and notes in that product. But now if you want to get it, it's 97 for now, but we're going to change that probably Monday to 197 for people who want to get it. So you might want to think about that. Have it inside of your listening library. What I found with stuff like this, for longer term retention, you know what works best for me? Audio. Because video, I'll watch it once. Audio, I'll listen to it 100 times. I just literally listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. I listen to it again and again and again on the car, working out, doing whatever. I'll listen to it a ton of times. So turning this into audio, you got to give us a little time to get it to you in audio. But audio changed my life because I wasn't a reader when I first started off in network marketing. If I read a couple pages, I'd go to sleep. So Jim Rohn introduced me to audio because his was the first time. It was kind of interesting. And I listened to his audio tapes over and over and over. And Jim was the one that said, you need to be a reader. So I started reading, and he gave me a couple books to get me started. I remember, Think and Grow Rich and The Richest Man in Babylon, and all these different books that he would recommend that I started to read. And then I became more of a student. But audio was what probably helped me more than anything else. Turning my car or when your hands are busy and your mind is free, like when you're driving, you're mowing the lawn, you are working out, whatever, you have something to listen to. If it's entertaining, I'll just keep listening, and I'll just start over at the beginning and start over at the beginning. Every time I listen, I hear something different. And I don't even know how many hours this whole recording is going to be, but it's like 20 hours probably. 16 to 18 hours worth of stuff. So we're going to get it organized and by speaker and kind of chapterize it. So it's not just one big glob, but we'll get it to you quickly. So anyway, yeah. Let me go to Jordan Adler, my dear friend Jordan. We got to unmute you, Jordan, or you got to unmute you.
There we go. Hi, Eric. How you doing? You know what's crazy? Good. There's the younger people that are getting involved in network marketing today don't know who Jim Rohn is. They've never heard his name. It's crazy. Yeah. People are asking about that. So, first of all, my first observation would be, we live in a world today, a social media world where everybody's connected. And, Eric and Marina have taken this to a whole new level. And so we live in a world of unlimited contribution and resources that didn't exist a few years ago. And as a result of that, you hear from all these different speakers that have, recruited hundreds of people. And it's really easy to get overwhelmed because everybody has a different message. And I know, like, even myself being around this business for many, many years, I take notes and I look at my notes and I go, where do I start? Because there's just so much stuff. So, so the good part of it is that you have access to all of it. The hard part of it is that you have to sort through it and figure out what's going to really be best for you. So an assignment I would give Eric would be, set yourself a goal. And I would recommend a 30-day goal to start. Where every day you've got 3 things that you're going to do. I would say if you're part-time in the business, 1 give a day, 1 new exposure a day, and 1 follow-up a day.
What do you mean by 1 give?
1 give would be just giving somebody something that would be of value to them without expecting anything in return. Doesn't even have to be related to your business, but you're just giving a gift to someone else. successful people give gifts. So do something for someone else that will help to elevate the relationship you have with them, and also let them know that you're someone that cares. So one give a day, one follow-up, one new exposure a day, and one follow-up a day. And if you want to have a healthy pace, do 3 a day. And if you want to be a fast, a superstar, rise to the top, I would say 5 a day. And then the other thing, I just want to say one more thing, is that, one of the things I learned years ago was that you always want to be a front row person. Concerts are better up front. Training events are better up front. When you're in the VIP, it's a better experience. You just get a much different perspective being up close and personal. So anytime you have an opportunity to upgrade, even if you have to stretch a little, I recommend it. So VIP is better. You make connections with people and make friends with people that you wouldn't normally make friends with, and that will take your life and your business to a whole new level. So that's what I have.
I love it. And let me talk about overwhelm just for a moment, because I'm a slow digester of new information. I digest it slowly, but once I understand it, then I go into productivity. So this is a lot to digest, right? So what I would suggest you do, the best way to digest this is, if you made a list of, here's all the things that I have to do if I want to become better, make a list of whatever it is, 20 things, right? And then pick what is one thing out of that list that you learned over the last 7 days that is not too overwhelming and is doable to start, and put a star next to that thing and begin to practice that thing until you get more and more comfortable. And I don't suggest, pick the hardest thing on your list, right? The thing that scares you the most. Just start. Progress is perfection. Just, my biggest outcome for this last 7 days was to get you into more conversations. So anything that will create more conversations, more connection with other human beings, do that thing. Little thing, pick a little thing and do it today. The one thing that I loved the Snow Angel Challenge, because you watch people in grocery stores and drugstores and coffee shops and, airports and all over the place, just flopping down on the ground in front of somebody and doing a snow angel and facing their fear. It was one little thing they could do, right? So what's another little thing you could do? Another challenge for some of these people was telling their story. And I was moved by so many of the stories inside of the challenge group. And thank you all that had the courage to tell your story. Thank you for doing that. So think of it in terms of another challenge. Pick one thing out of this list and start to add it to your toolbox. One thing. And use that in order to be able to build some confidence and build some momentum. You don't need to do 20 things. One is fine. But do the one. Okay, let's go move on to Sarah and Tony Zalecki.
Hi, everybody. I love that, Eric. I mean, one of the things that I always did with your trainings is on the very back of my notebook, if I was taking notes, I would write action list, and I would list all those things, right? And so I would look at one thing that I would implement, and I would work until I got good, and then I would move to the next. And it really helped me, because when I was brand new, there's a lot of stuff that happened in this challenge that we all learned that we still didn't understand. But I still took notes, because I was like, I know I don't understand this yet, but there's going to be a point in my business when I'm going to go back and read that. And that's going to hit me at that exact moment that I need that, right? So that's one thing that I've done for so many years, is I have my action list on the back. And that's just helped me, number one, stay organized, but also two, not feel that overwhelm, right? So I think my biggest takeaway that I learned from this challenge is that it's so incredible to see so many people actually really doing the do, really taking the action, right? Because I love this business but sometimes it can feel a little bit lonely, even though it's a people business, right? So because so many of us, we've been in this challenge, we feel like it's been this amazing community, it just kind of spurs us to just keep taking action, right? In everything that we do. And one of the things that I'll never forget, Eric, one of the statements that you had shared, and I don't remember if it was from a book or whatever, but you shared it a lot. You said, chains of worry are forged in idle moments, right? So for a lot of us, we get so worried about, do I say the perfect invite? How do I do this? Do I do this exactly right? And the reality is if you are just busy doing the action, right, you're not going to have these doubts of what if they say no? What if I'm, because you're just busy out there sharing the story. And so my assignment would be become obsessed with activity. Become obsessed with activity in this business, right? And, I feel like for me, I feel like right now for a lot of us, it's like we've all worked our business. And if we think about like the end of our month, right? The end of our month, we're always like trying to get that last sale, maybe to get the next rank or the next percentage or whatever may be in our business. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like every day since the challenge, it's been like the end of the month feeling for me. So what if we actually worked every day like it was the last day of our month? What if we worked every day like it was the last day of our month? Oh my word, how much activity and business would we have? Well, we know the answer, right? It'd be a lot. So I want to encourage you to focus on that and the feeling that we have now. Oh my gosh, like let's focus on that piece of it, because I just think that all of us could hit a home run.
Yeah, Eric, and I'll say, I mean, the challenge has been so impactful in lots of different ways, but I think, listening to all the recruiters and trainers and the guests you had on is like, you don't need the perfect invite. You don't need the perfect script. You don't need the perfect Facebook Live or what am I going to say perfectly in Messenger to get this person over the line and join my business. Like, we're helping them. We've got the gift. And, so many people fall into avoidance behavior with recruiting is because they're in their head and they think like they just don't know what they're going to say or what people are going to think of them. And, everyone you heard this past week, it's kind of like, their posture and their boldness and their confidence and their excitement is what it's all about. And, you can say whatever, but if your posture is there, if your confidence is there, if you're short, sweet, to the point, if you're in a hurry, if like they know you're going to do this with or without them, and that's the whole thing too. It's like, I want you in my business. It'd be great to partner with you, but I don't need you in my business. Like you don't say that, but that kind of posture, that's what attracts people. So we all have that. And but that posture comes from doing though. Yeah.
Like people always go, how do I get the posture? Well, the reason that all these guys are great inviters and recruiters is because they talk to a lot of freaking people, and a lot of people said no. So it's like the way that you get that posture is in the doing.
Yeah.
In the doing piece, right? Is that activity? Again, it just goes back to the activity.
Well, and I think the takeaway, yeah, that was good, babe. I think the takeaway for me was, I recruited someone a couple nights ago and they were on my list, and for whatever reason, the people just get away from you, you forget to call them or whatever. But I had this conversation with this person, and it's kind of like what I talked about. We've got the gift, right? We're doing them a favor. And that person was like basically saying, oh my gosh, thank you for calling, Tony. I'm in. I'm so excited. So my challenge to you is this. You've got people on your list, whether you look up to them, they're equal to you, people that look up to you, and you haven't called them yet. Like you're avoiding calling them. Make that one call today and do the invite, let them see the information and get them in your business. Like do that invite today and stop running from it, because you have that one person. And if we all did this, Eric, we could all put in one new person to our business today.
Yeah, I love that. And thank you guys both very much. The one thing that I would tell you is be willing to be messy while you're learning. Be willing to be messy while you're figuring it out. Let go of perfection. You don't have to be perfect. And talking about the one thing with posture, I love being obsessed with activity and energy and posture, really big. I didn't have confidence or posture when I first started off in my network marketing business. So I borrowed other people's confidence and posture. Okay. So yes, it's true that you will learn from the doing, You'll gain confidence and posture from the doing and the feedback and results and et cetera. But until you have the feedback and results, you can borrow somebody else's posture. Like, for example, if I was talking to one of your prospects instead of you talking to one of your prospects, what do you think their chances of being at least willing to take a look would be if I did it versus you doing it? Probably pretty high. They'd have a pretty high chance of taking a look, even if they don't know me, just because my confidence, my posture is going to be very, very, very strong. But it didn't start there. I was very insecure. I'll give you a perfect example. The thing that terrified me the most is we used to do these opportunity presentations live before Zoom, right? And we do them, and we had a little office in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, in the United States. And we used to do these, bring prospects and do a presentation. And the thing that terrified me the most, being in my 20s, was when I'd have like a 40 or 45-year-old marketing or creative, business person who would start saying, oh, this model, I'm really smart at marketing and advertising. I got this idea, that idea. You want to go faster, you'd have to do this and do that. And I used to just kiss their butt because I didn't know what else to do. I was just like, oh yeah, it's such a great idea, even though I knew it wasn't going to work. Oh yeah, we should talk to the company about that. Oh yeah, that's such an amazing idea. Yeah, we could set up franchises all over the country. It's going to be awesome. And we'll have retail stores and kiosks in malls. It's going to be amazing. Knowing that it wasn't going to be amazing, wasting everybody's time. But I didn't know what to say to the big shots. So the number one earner in my company came to our little office one day and he did a presentation. His name was Jeff Roberti. He's a $100 million earner today. But back then he was making about $80,000 a month. And at the end of the presentation, I'll never forget, marketing guy, one of the prospects, goes up to Jeff and I'm watching, right? And he says, yeah, Mr. Roberti, this is a cute little idea, but have you ever thought about this? And have you ever thought about that? And have you ever thought about this fancy strategy and that fancy thing? And because I work at blankety blank company and, I got all this background. And Jeff just said, hey, stop, hold it. Hold on. I'm making $80,000 a month doing it this way. Would $80,000 a month be enough for you? The guy said, well, yeah. I said, he said, why don't you just hold all your brilliance and your wisdom and your incredible ideas until you're at least making $80,000 a month, and then you can bring all of your innovations. That sound fair? The guy said, well, yeah, that sounds fair. He said, well, come on, let's go get you signed up. And the guy said, oh, okay. And they walked over and signed him up. And I'm like, oh my God, it was like a magic trick. This is so cool. Okay. Now, again, mind you, I'm broke at the time. I don't have any confidence. I'm just watching other people, but I borrowed his posture. So I couldn't wait till the next time big shot marketing guy came with some fancy ideas after a presentation. And sure enough, about a month later, something like that, 6 weeks later, guy comes up, one of my prospects at the end of the presentation says, Eric, yeah, you're a young kid, you're in your 20s, but have you ever thought about kiosks in malls? And have you ever thought about hiring a big sales force to knock on doors and blah, 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 do all this fancy stuff? Because I work at Yakety Yak company. And I said, I remember Jeff. And I said, hold it. Hold it. I said, listen, the people that I work with, my upline, people that are connected to me in this organization, they're making $80,000 a month doing it this way. Would $80,000 a month be enough for you? And the guy says, well, yeah. I said, well, why don't we hold all your great ideas and innovation and wisdom until you're at least making as much as they're making. Does that sound fair? He says, well, yeah, that sounds fair. I said, well, come on, let's go get you signed up. He said, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, that just worked. All I did was borrowed Jeff's confidence and I got to have his confidence. So think about all the people that you've heard from this week, whether it's Stormy, Tony and Sarah, Jordan, Jesse Lee, you name it. These rock stars, borrow their confidence, borrow mine next time you're talking to your prospect. Pretend that you're us for a minute. and say the words that we say and act how we act. And guess what? You're going to get the results. That's what happened for me. So be willing to be messy, number one. Number two, borrow the confidence from other people. And number three, you're going to gain confidence from just being active. Okay, make sense? All right, fantastic. Let's go to Armands Mirnix. Armands, the super promoter, the GoPro. Well, before you do that, put Armands back down for a second. I'll be with you, Armands. I want to just tell you, all of you that are, I'm assuming virtually all of you are going to be attending GoPro in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, can you believe it? 3 weeks. But I want to just put up all the bonuses that happened over the course of this challenge. They go away Monday night. They're gone. But I just want you to see them. Can you put that up? All the bonuses? Hold on. We got a little slide here for you to look at. Take a photo of this. Take a screenshot of this. Be smart. Coming here in a second. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. All of these, take a picture, take a screenshot. These are all free for anyone who gets any virtual GoPro ticket. And these will all disappear Monday night. Monday, November 23rd. They're gone. But if you know, and I'm talking to the leaders now that some of them have Zoom rooms into the event. If you can't fill up your Zoom rooms with $4,400 worth of free stuff for people who just get a single ticket to GoPro, I don't know what I can do to help you, but all of these courses are free and they all disappear Monday night on November 23rd at midnight. Okay. $4,433 worth of free stuff, virtualgopro.com to get the ticket. But here's the thing, just don't go by yourself. Make sure you're bringing people with you. Okay. That ammunition to be able to bring your team is over the top, over the top. I would take a picture of that. I would literally take that screenshot and I would text message every single person on the team and say, would you like to have all of these things for free? Would you like to have all of these courses for free? Just get a ticket to GoPro and go with me. I would literally text every single person on the team the screenshot of this page. Would you like to go to GoPro with me for free? virtualgopro.com. And for those of you who have Zoom room links, give them your Zoom rooms, give them your specific link. You're going to fill it up in like 2 seconds and let them know these bonuses go away on Monday. Got it? So, I mean, it's pretty powerful stuff to be able to do that and offer all of that to your team. Imagine your team getting all of that stuff. Pretty cool. Okay. Back to Armands. Armands, come on back up, buddy.
Hey,
so what was your big takeaway from the event and what advice do you have for people?
First of all, thank you very much for having me here. And I seen today a lot of people are commenting and saying, oh my God, this 7 days was just crazy, amazing. And it's like a breakthrough in every single person's lives can happen. I will tell you this, I was thinking today, what actually I get from this personally, because I came here not as a trainer, I came here as a trainee. Okay, that is my first thing. And what I realized is, guys, I'm a top check in my company. And because I'm a top check in my company, I realized that I need to get out from this fish tank and I need to swim in the ocean. And in order for me to swim in the ocean, I need to get to you guys. I need to be here between you and I need to set up the new bar for my team members. This is what I did. And this is what I realized, that this is the most important thing for you. In order to be a leader, you need to raise that bar that high enough that they see that, oh my gosh, if this guy is doing, then I will definitely do it. And I said, so I'm a Latvian. I like, my English is my second language, which I learned in 2008, right? And it's still not perfect. But if I'm able to do and achieve all these results in the network marketing, guys, then I'm guarantee you that all these people, 625 people, excluding me, so all of you can do better than me. This is my assignment, and all of us, we are family. And I don't know, like, who said that? I think Grant Cardone, or I think Grant Cardone said, he said that network marketing is the easiest way where you can make a, you know, where you can achieve the results. If you don't believe me, try the business, right? That's what he said. And I was a businessman before, and I'm telling you that it's really hard to make a business, keep business, and maintain the business. In the network marketing community, you are welcome. Today, one guy called me and he said, Armand, I would like you to be my mentor. I know that you are 7-figure earner, but it will be very good if you can just help me. I said, yes, okay. So he was blown away. He said, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that. So in the network marketing community, and thank you very much, Eric and Marina, for doing this for entire network marketing community. My CEO, he told Armand, what we will do next year, it will be breakthrough. So here are my 2 assignments that I want to share with you guys, especially those who are very new in this industry. So I was thinking, and here's the thing. The way how I made my first leaders was through self-development courses. I was attending different courses. It was like all related to the self-development. Either it's in the finances, or this is in the personal development, or this is in the internet marketing, whatever you can find, go there, because that's where the people, I mean, that's where the right people are waiting for you. They already are developing themselves, and that means that they are going out from this 9-to-5 job, from that routine. They are going and they are struggling. They are waiting when you will approach them and say, hey, listen, I have this amazing opportunity. Would you like to come with me? If I will show you, would you come? So that is a powerful, and this is my assignment for you. In the internet, there is a lot of different courses. Please take a look on that. The second one, and probably you know what I will be talking about. In order for you to succeed in this business, guys, you need to make sure that at least you have one person with you on a GoPro Live. At least one person. If you just want to make a little, extra money, like Eric said, $200-300 a month. If you want to make $200-300 a month, get one person. If you want to get 1,000, then get 2 people. If you want to get to the 10,000, get 5 people. And I will quickly, can I share one story, Eric?
Sure.
Very quickly. So that was in London. I was actually setting my dream board, and I want to be the first in London. So in order for me to be first in London, I didn't speak English at that time, so it was very terrible. And in order for me to be first in London, I realized that I need to put butts on the seat. And my CEO was coming, and all what I was doing, I said, hey man, you need to be there. I can't explain you what will be all about, but you need to be there. I get more than 200 people there. And that's how I lift up my business. So if you want to lift up your business as fast as possible, trust me that there's nothing that will be working better than putting butts on a seat. When someone as a top leader, CEO, whoever will be coming and having this training to your people. This is all what I want to say. And I really appreciate for this amazing 7 days. My wife is a little bit angry because yesterday I went to sleep at 5 a.m. in Dubai, it's like a night. And I didn't tell her that it will last for 8-9 hours right on the GoPro itself. Oops.
Oops. Well, go take care of mama. Thank you, Armand. I'm looking forward to seeing you here in Vegas and seeing your huge team that's going to be joining Virtual Go Pro. Appreciate it. Let me answer for people who are blowing up the chat and saying, where's Grant's bonus? Where's Grant's bonus? Here's what I was really clear yesterday. First of all, Grant misspoke because he told me originally this is just for VIPs and platinums, his bonus. And because he kind of left it gray while the other person was presenting, I called him up and said, can we offer it to people? He said, yes, but only for until midnight. So I told everybody, if you order by midnight last night and just get a regular GA ticket, you'll get Grant's course. But starting at midnight, it's going to be for VIPs and above only. So that's the deal when it comes to Grant. If you got, but yesterday or before, and all of those bonuses, if you bought a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, you still get them all. Anybody who has a ticket is going to get those bonuses. So long as you get it before the end of the day on Monday, like the 23rd or whatever it is. Okay. We'll send them to you in December. You're not going to get them immediately, but here's these courses. And there's two others that we forgot to add onto this list. I'll add later. One is Rachel Pekarik's course from yesterday. And the second one is Jesse Lee's scripts, kind of those copy and paste scripts that those are all going to be added on top of that. Okay. So that's on top. But if you ordered yesterday, you get Grant's course. That's all good. And Lexi, can you scroll up and blast that spammer? Yeah, that one. Thank you. So understand, everybody's cool. You get all that, but it's till Monday. If you bought a GA ticket prior to last night at midnight, you'll get Grant's course on top of it. But starting now, it's VIPs and above only. Okay, got it? All right, we need to go to Rachel Pekarik because she's got something else she's got to go to. So I want to make sure that she is heard. And thank you, Rachel, for offering up your extra little bonus. Can you give everybody your big takeaway from this this 7 days and then an assignment for people?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I heard over and over from thousands of distributors on our team that were watching was the importance of telling your story, mastering that ability to be able to share where you came from, what brought you here, and the solution of your company and product, and then where to go from. So I really want to just give you guys a really quick tip, and it's something that I think when you watch these and you invest in trainings, you can see somebody that's a bit on a pedestal or like a soapbox, or they're on stage, or they have the checks or the car or the big recognition, right? And you see them and you assume or you forget that it was a journey to get there. Maybe you're on chapter 1 and they're chapter 20. And you haven't seen chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't see their backstory. And I've now been building online. I consider myself kind of like an internet network marketer for over 10 years. And in that time, I have amassed 350,000 followers. But guys, that wasn't overnight. You know, even in this industry, I'm a 14-year overnight success. But it's been over 10 years of creating consistent and valuable content online. It was recording and documenting, Eric, when nobody was watching. It was writing posts when no one was reading them. It was doing YouTube videos with 2 views, and I'm pretty sure one was my mom. Like the token view, right? The token share. And
hey,
it was
Rachel, have you ever gone on to somebody's Facebook Live and you're the only, like you can't leave and take their 1 to a 0. So you're like, you have to sit there until somebody else joins.
like I'm stuck. Like the Facebook Live, like purgatory or something. But no, like guys, you have to understand is when you start, and I'm going to give you guys this time here in a second, but you start recording, you start going live, you start documenting, you're right. Nobody's watching you. And this is a good thing. You know why? Because you're bad. So while you're bad, you don't have a massive audience yet. You don't have a huge following. And so by the time that you figure out and find your confidence and your posture and your brand, and what I say, it's called finding your voice. By then, You have started to amass hundreds or maybe thousands or tens of thousands of viewers and watchers and followers and friends. Well, wait a second. What about the few people, those one or two that do hop on and see me while I'm bad? Here's the great thing. They're going to watch you while you're bad, and they're going to watch you get better. And they're going to watch that journey, and they're going to be like, oh my God, I remember when you were so bad. I remember, like, people who saw my YouTube videos 10 years ago, they're like, I remember you back then. You ain't the same chick now. I'm like, no, I was terrified. I get on a Facebook Live, or before then it was YouTube and whatever. I was terrified in front of the camera. I didn't have any confidence. Guys, you have to start where you're at. You got to be bad before you're good and good before you're great. Don't idolize somebody with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers. Eric told me he has done 5,000 for business B in 5-10 years from now. If you did 5,000 pieces of content, of offering value, of digesting, I'm going to tell you guys how to do the content. So here's the assignment for today. You got to start. I need you guys to pick up your phone, and it can be during this or right after. Make a little note. I need you to pull up Instagram, and you're going to pull up the story. One you're going to do is you're going to flip the camera, see this, to your face, right? And I want you just to record something. And it might be the first time you've ever done this. Hey guys, I'm testing this really cool feature. I got challenged to do a story. Just wanted to say hi. No matter what you say, it matters that you do it. It matters that you get into forward momentum. That's what inertia is. You take one step, you create forward momentum, and guess what? An object in motion stays in motion. What if you start doing this every single day? Talking to your people, adding value, inspiring them, motivating them, entertaining them, educating them over time, over a long period of time, you will create influence. This is not an overnight success, but you got to start there. Here's the guarantee, and I'll end with this. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, God willing, we'll all be here in 5 or 10 years, have passed us by. So are you going to be better? Are you going to reach more? Are you going to push yourself? Guys, you might as well start doing it. Start today. Do a story. That's my assignment. Back to you, Eric.
I love it. Thank you very much, Rachel. Let me, I hope you're taking a little list like I am of these little assignments and takeaways, but can I give you a secret? I didn't have time because, I mean, we started having so many speakers and trainers that I didn't have time to share all the things that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to be sharing much, much more at GoPro, and I can't wait for that. But can I give you a secret to total breakthrough in your life? If I give it to you, will you write it down and will you do your best to remember it? Here it is. Be willing to put yourself in potentially embarrassing situations and handle it. That's the key to a breakthrough. Be willing to put yourself in potentially humiliating situations and just roll with it. Just handle it. Just put a smile on your face, love in your heart. Don't treat yourself so seriously, and be willing to look foolish. Be willing to look silly. Be willing for people to laugh at you. And when they do, you can laugh with them and laugh at yourself. Don't treat yourself so seriously. Let go of perfection. Be willing to put yourself in potentially embarrassing situations and just deal with it. Put a smile on your face and love in your heart and just deal with it. Okay? It won't crush you. It's going to be fine. Just have fun in the process, but that's the key. That's the key to a breakthrough. If you haven't had your breakthrough, that's the doorway to your breakthrough, is to be willing to put yourself in potentially embarrassing situations. All right. I want to go to Ricky and Francoise. Ricky and Francoise, go.
All right.
Awesome. Well, hello, Eric. Thanks for having us back on today. And, I think for me, One of my biggest takeaways is just to see the participation in this event. This has actually been my first event plugging into you from the other side, and to see how many people were hungry to go out there and change their situation and change their life. However, when you were asking about the assignment, I just felt like, gosh, this whole week has been an assignment, right? And you had said that everyone has like this long laundry list of things, and it's about taking one skill at a time. But at the same time, you have to step back, all of you out there listening, and you have to do your homework. Your life will not change unless you put the work and effort in, right? And so that is important for you guys as we go out into the field. And I kind of call it like the battlefield, right? Because you have to put the actions in place daily to be prepared for the actions, right? You have to control your thoughts. You have to prepare yourself by doing the small rituals every day. And so my assignment for you guys today is to look at your self-development, then have daily goals, have weekly goals, and put time aside to do that. You have this list. If you are trying to do, say, Rachel was just talking about Instagram. Okay, so maybe you want to get better on Instagram. Put time aside in your day. Say, I'm going to take 20 minutes every day and get better on Instagram. Put it in your schedules. You cannot do big things if you think little. So you have to start thinking bigger, right? And that's putting your daily rituals in place. So I would say get organized. Obviously, you could be sloppy with your technique because as you do things over and over again, you will get better. But you have to be organized in the sense of putting it in your daily schedule, because if you don't, the day goes by, right? I know if I don't put things on a list, it doesn't get done. So put it on your list, get done, and do your homework.
Love it.
Awesome. So I say my takeaway is the amount of value that you just got for 7 days for free. The heart that I've watched, and the main thing I was blown away with when I watched Eric sit behind stage and answer questions for like over an hour after he just gave you free training, free for 7 days from multimillionaires in this profession and people that are top of their game as entrepreneurship. My dad always taught me, and so does the Bible, heart level. And that's what I seen with GoPro this week. And when you get that much value for free, it can turn you into significant things in your life. And I say this over and over, but I mean, it's not, we give a bunch of information, but success is not that hard. For me, being a high school dropout, I just got around other millionaires. And this is what Eric's putting in front of you. And that's valuable because I got around these millionaires and now I'm a millionaire. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, you might say, I don't know a millionaire. Well, you just listened to a bunch of them for 7 days. And that's what we did. I mean, I say this, I don't know if people listen. Even in my organization, I'll ask people, have you read GoPro right here? Have you read this book? And they're like, no. Well, I've said it 1,000,000 times. So like, how many times are you going to watch something? How many times are you going to write down something and never do it? I've watched every GoPro $1 Million Earner video. I watched it and I assessed and I got feedback and I applied. And it's the same thing with recruiting. Listen, a lot of information you can be concrete around your feet. But here's what I'll tell you about recruiting. You don't just go try to recruit 100 and go, oh, I did it 100 times, I did it wrong. No, you recruit fast, you assess, you get the feedback, and then you apply. You're gonna make mistakes, understand that. And this is my assignment. Look, when a farmer buys a big old piece of land, he doesn't put a couple seeds in the ground. He doesn't put 10 seeds in the ground. He actually puts the whole land full of seed to what? To get a harvest. So that's the same thing about success. It's the same thing about recruiting. It's the same thing about network marketing. He puts the seed in the ground. He cultivates the land. He waters the land. And then he knows he's going to get a harvest. And that's what happens in recruiting. That's what happens in network marketing. But you have to plow the field. It's the law of sowing and reaping. You got to understand. Look, the Bible says a diligent hand brings wealth. You have to move. You can get a lot of information and keep it all inside of you. You should be full of light right now. To sit in a dark room by yourself, you're not going to spread it. All you have to do is take this information, go out there and put it in use, and you're going to get feedback. they say it all the time, recruiting doesn't train. No, training doesn't recruit. Recruiting trains. The reason why you've heard so much success here is because these people have done it over and over and over. So go out and recruit, but you have to be a GoPro. Like, this is not an option. If you want to make millions in this profession, you got to go out and do the do, but you got to show up. I have showed up in mentorship and I've made millions from being around mentorship. This is free mentorship now. $300 is practically free, that you can go out and sit at the feet of millionaires and you will become a millionaire. And that's my action.
All right. Thank you so much. Whitney was able to join us. Whitney husband. Whitney, are you there? Are you with your chickens? Whitney.
Hey, I was feeding the baby.
Hey.
I was feeding the baby.
Okay. How you doing?
Let me get outside away from everybody. I was just the chickens. That's why I was late getting on.
You
Sorry.
were with the chickens?
But then I had to feed the baby.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Earlier, yeah, when it started, because I had to go to town today and everybody didn't have food, so I was having to feed. That's why I was late.
The bougie chicken coop. Show us the bougie chicken coop.
I actually just got it completely finished. I'll talk while I walk out here, okay? So,
All right.
was said this morning, but I want to share something that I have struggled with. And I think a lot of people, especially in this profession, if you have, if you're really driven and stuff, you're usually a pretty OCD perfectionist person. A lot of us are affected with that. And so I just want to share that the most important thing in all of this, especially after there's training and you're seeing what others are doing and you're going to go learn from others and you're going to implement the things they do. And that's exactly what you should do. But I want to be so sincere and tell you that the best thing you can do is be the most authentic and real version of yourself. After I did my training, I got so many messages from people that are like, we just love the way that you're just so authentic. And I am every day I want to show up and be who I am. And so I have learned from others, and this, I have implemented and been a sponge for years and learned so much from so many amazing people in this profession. And I've implemented the things they taught, but I always stayed true to myself and I never tried to be like anyone else. And I think I see that, I think we get caught up in that, especially on social media, well, they're doing it this way, so I need to do it just like them. But your friends, your family, your following, they know if it's not genuine. So the best thing that you can do is just stay genuine. So this is me, no makeup, my yoga pants and my sweatshirt. And this is the real and authentic version of me. So this is my bougie chicken coop. And isn't it cute?
I guess.
So
I guess it's cute.
It's not completely finished. I have a friend who builds portable buildings, and he built this specially handmade just for me. And this is the inside. This was just completely finished yesterday. So, and then this is where they sleep at night.
The
and then
chicken.
I have all these. I know they're coming to say hi. They're nosy. But I have all these different pins of all these chickens, and I'm just totally obsessed. It's just, it's been amazing. Through quarantine, this was the absolute best thing I could have done. I did it right before quarantine hit. Right after I found out I was pregnant, I was still healing from the, actually I still am healing from the leg. And I just didn't have my thing anymore. I'm an outside girl, I'm a farm girl, and I can't ride anymore like I could. And, now I have that, and I have a high fence out here with all these crazy animals. My alpaca, I wish I could go catch her. I would show her to y'all, but just stay true to you and stay genuine to who you are and what speaks to you. Don't try to be anyone else. And that is going to take you so far, and it's going to have people more drawn to you and invested in you, because I think that's why people join our business, because they're so invested in who we are. So that's my biggest advice.
Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate it. Be authentic.
Yes.
All right, let's go to John Haremza. John, what was your big takeaway and what's your assignment?
Okay, well, Eric, great to be here as always. And, I want to tell you guys a quick Jeff Roberti story since you brought him up. I learned so much from him, and just incredible in simplicity that man delivers his message with. But I witnessed him multiple times. I've repeated it thousands of times. It doesn't matter what the problem is. I mean, I don't understand the comp plan. I need to know more about the products. And whatever it was, his answer was the same. I had the same problem. I found if I went out and found 5 new people, the problem took care of itself. And I mean, I think it plays into what the whole focus of this 7-day GoPro recruiting challenge is, guys. I mean, the only thing that's going to grow your business, my business, any one of our businesses, it's new people. I mean, it's, and the best way to do that is not trying to, tell your team to do it, but do it by example, getting out there and doing what you want your people to do. They learn a lot more by what you do than what you preach, right? So being the example. But I love Jeff Roberti, and every word that comes out of that guy's mouth is wisdom. From me, I have gotten so much value out of everything. I mean, joining the Next Level Mastermind, something, I didn't think I, had the time for, and, just, and Ricky just mentioned, talked about being around millionaires, right? Getting around people. So just being involved in that Next Level Mastermind has put me in an environment where I can learn from the best. Versus when you're at the top of the game within your environment. Yes, you pick things up and you learn and you hear things differently, but that's been an incredible value to me. And everybody that I listened to, every single speech, every talk, every training, I took something, or I was reminded of something, or something was reinforced. But for me, the takeaway, when Dean talked about watch your outside influences. Watch your outside influences. And it reminds me of a book that I'd listened to called it was what's the name of the book? It's Seven I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it was about someone talking about influences. Do you ever worry about your who your kids hang around with? And yeah. I mean, if they hang around with the wrong kids, you see it in their attitude, and you see it, it comes out, right? And so yeah, it matters who your kids hang around with. And then it was said, well, what age does that change? Is it 20? Is it 40? And it's at every age. It doesn't matter. I mean, and it went on to say, I mean, if you hang around liars, you'll find yourself lying. You hang around people that swear, you'll find yourself swearing. And so this whole thing about, your outside influences, who you're hanging around with, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And it's something I identify, but it was like a slap in the face to me, thinking about that. So that was a big takeaway. Yeah, I loved everyone, but I really, identified with Trent too. I mean, his heart, and, and what I thought about listening to Trent is Jim Rohn, and I can't imagine, I think it was Jordan saying, these young people don't know who he is. I mean, guys, if you don't know who Jim Rohn is, and Eric, I know you would testify to this as I do. I mean, you've got to study this man. I mean, his wisdom, his knowledge, but when Trent was talking, it made me think about one of Jim Rohn's quotes. It's not what happens, it's what you do about what happens, right? What happens to us all. It's what we do about what happens. I mean, 2 people, identical circumstances, different decisions, and you have a completely different outcome. And so, looking at where you are in your life and knowing, that the decisions you've made led you to exactly where you are, and different decisions can lead you down a completely different path. I mean, it could be as simple as the decision to be a part of the 7-day GoPro Recruiting Challenge, or the decision to attend the GoPro. I mean, one little nugget can absolutely send you down a completely different path of life, right? When you get it and you embrace it. You know, that was another, you know, I like I said, I don't want to leave anybody out, but one of the other things Dean said that I loved, he said, your next level of life is on the other side of what you fear the most. The next level of your life is on the other side of what you fear the most. I mean, I think that is profound. It's incredibly powerful. So my assignment, something I wanted to actually try to talk about yesterday, but I didn't have the time. It's something I do every day. It's something I live. I call it a personal checkup. Okay. And that's my assignment, is to do a personal checkup. And what I mean by that is you look at the fundamentals of what it is that we do on a daily basis. Those income generating core fundamentals is be honest with yourself, do a personal checkup and ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I doing? You know, we heard it mentioned, I talked about it yesterday. It was mentioned throughout the entire 7 days, your story. I mean, just ask yourself, how am I doing with my story? Is my story compelling? Are people paying attention? Can I improve it? On a scale of 1 to 10, where am I at on my story? You know, where am I at on my personal prospecting? You know, am I setting a good example? Am I doing follow-up on a timely basis? Am I doing the personal growth, you know, daily? I mean, so just, you know, am I doing it 3 ways? I could go on and on. Looking at these core fundamentals that we do, being honest with yourself and doing it repeatedly, constantly saying, how am I doing in these areas? What do I need to do better? What do I need to work on? And it tells a really good picture well, maybe not a good picture, but it tells the picture, right? When you do the personal checkup, you can find the areas you need to improve in and maybe why you're struggling, right? Something as simple as your story. And then I guess, so that's my assignment, do a personal checkup, look at the core fundamentals, be honest with yourself, scale of 1 to 10, rank yourself and see where you need to improve. And then the other lesson, I guess, would be just, you know, pay attention to every day, because this is an everyday business. It's not a once a week business. It's not a 1 week a month business. It is an everyday business. It's every day, every day, every day, whatever that is for you, whether it's an hour a day or 10 hours a day. If you're not consistent every day, you know, you're going to be starting over. So that would be my advice and takeaways.
Thank you so much, my friend. We have 3 more, so we're going to go about another 12, 14 minutes or so. You're going to hear from Ann Fisher next. Then you're going to hear from Tom Chenault. Then you're going to hear from Jesse Lee Ward. John mentioned something, and I'll just say this quickly. If you are a 6-figure earner or above in network marketing right now, put a number 6 into the comments, into the chat. If you're a 6-figure earner or above, put a number 6 into the comments. If you're a 7-figure earner, put a 7 into the comments. 6 for 6 figures, 7 for 7 figures. Okay. I'm seeing them in the rest are just catching up. 6 plus, 6 plus, 6 plus. We didn't really talk about it during the recruiting challenge because it wasn't really the format, but we have a mastermind group just for 6 and 7-figure earners. And if you're a six-figure earner plus, I think it's the best group in the world for you to be a part of. Probably average earnings in the group is around $750,000, $800,000 a year. We meet on Zoom once a week. We get together in person a couple times a year, and everybody shares all the best ideas. So I got to think about, do we have a link for that? If you go to VIP@networkmarketingpro.com, email VIP@networkmarketingpro.com. And if you want to be a part of that group, just put mastermind into the subject line and somebody will get back to you. VIP@networkmarketingpro.com. Okay. If you're a 6-figure earner above, you're crazy if you're not part of that group. That group is spectacularly amazing. And you should be a part of it if you're a 6-figure earner, because it'll help you go way, way up. I mean, it's helping the people who are involved. Most of the people that you heard train are part of that group. Matter of fact, I don't know if there's any that are not part of that group that trained this week. I think they're all part of the group. So VIP@networkmarketingpro.com, email them. They'll get you more information. You can find out more about it. Come check it out. Okay. VIP@networkmarketingpro.com. Okay. Ann Fisher, you're next. Hit it.
Hey, Eric. Hey, everyone. Gosh, my brain is like full. I'm on overload. Like I'm like you, I need to go stare at a wall for a day and just like do nothing. But I can't because I got 9 million notes I got to wade through. Okay, so biggest takeaways, I have to say Pete Vargas, I'm such a huge fan now. I've had the privilege of listening to him several times through that training mastermind group that Eric just talked about. By the way, I'm a member in there, guys, and I cannot even tell you over the year and a half that I've been in that group now, how much I've grown personally, and my business has benefited just because you're masterminding with the best of the best. And so that, I feel like that's one of the coolest things I had to say. Definitely, you guys, you know, if you're a 6 or 7 figure earner, you need to be in the group. Okay, so first of all, I loved Rachel. Rachel was like the sleeper hit for me. I mean, she's kind of new to the mastermind group, so I haven't like heard from her. I don't really know her yet, but she was like the sleeper hit that just like, wow. And I really thought a lot about her training, and she was one of the very last speakers. So if you guys didn't hold on to the very last, you really missed out. There was some seriously amazing stuff that dropped in the last hour and a half last night. I loved Sylvester Stallone. Oh my gosh, didn't expect it. I'm like, what is Rocky going to teach us, guys? I mean, he could beat us all up. We know that, but what is he going to teach us? But I just loved, I loved his, how real he was, and just that undying motivation to do what sets your soul on fire. And so whether you're someone that is just getting started in the business, or maybe you've never really gotten past a certain level in your business and you're like, how do these people do it? And you see all these different people get up there and you're like, oh my gosh, they're just all of this, but they started right where you're at. We all started where you're at. And so I want to talk to you today. I want to talk to the people that have just 1 or 2 people on their team, and what you need to do to take it to the next level to be like these people, because these are everyday people that didn't stop pursuing their dreams. And I think that's what spoke to me the most. And, you know, there's no success without failure. Pete told us that last night. And I really thought a lot about that, because you know, these people that you see up here that are successful, that are training and coaching, they've just had more failures than you. They've heard more no's than you, and they didn't stop. We didn't let it keep us from pursuing what we knew we wanted and a better life. And so ask yourself today, I think what everybody has to stop and do is really reflect on, what do you want out of your business? We see the hype. We see the people doing these crazy, amazing things. Jessie Lee Ward's got me wanting to get all fit in my social media now. And Rachel came along and was like the sleeper hit with just the daily action steps. But I had to stop and think, okay, where do I want my business to go at this point? And you really have to be honest with yourself, because, you know, be yourself. We heard, you know, I love what Whitney said about that too. Be yourself, be you, be what you want your business to be. And not somebody else. You know, don't be Jessie Lee, she's taken. Don't be Stormy, she's taken. Don't be Whitney, she's taken. Be you. Figure out who that is and what you really want, because once you have that clear goal, then you know what you've got to do to go after it. And so, I mean, just so much social media, guys, it's our biggest thing going into 2020. Let's be real. Nobody knows what 2021, coming out of 2020, going into 2021, none of us knows what that looks like yet. We're just hoping it's way better than 2020, right? But social media will be your friend. I mean, it's just the wave of everything. It's our #1 platform for finding recruits. So for those of you that are sitting there with 1 or 2 recruits and you have 50 followers or 100 followers and you're like, it's not my thing, make it your thing, figure it out. Learn, teach yourself. There's videos, there's coaching. The packages, my gosh, that are available right now, don't miss out on them. There is no possible way that you could have taken in everything that was taught over the past 7 days. You need the replay. You need the programs from all of these experts that trained you. This was a smidge of what they have available. You need all of it, and you need to be able to listen to it. I'm the kind of person, I'm like Eric, like I do not learn immediately. I am not Jessie Lee Ward who picks it up and then implements it the next day. It's like, okay, next. I have to mull and think and plan and figure it out and go through it and go at my own pace with it. You need these programs to go back through and to listen. You're going to have to listen to them 2 or 3 times. One of the best tips I've ever heard on processing a training and taking in what you've learned is listen to it. Just listen to it and take it in, and then go back and listen to it a second time and take notes. And then go back and listen to it a third time so that you can actually start applying it. It takes that much for the average person to process and implement, right? Some of you are whiz kids and that's awesome, but for the average person, that's what it takes. And so it's always great to just take it in, learn, catch it, go back and listen again, take your notes, and then go back and listen again and start implementing it, and just pick 1 or 2 takeaways. And so, you know, for those of you that didn't recruit anyone, I want you to put it in the comments below if you have not recruited anyone yet, because I believe when you implement what you've learned, you're going to be a recruiting machine. So I want to see the people that say not yet. And I am just saying you can do it. Don't be defeated because you didn't recruit 30 people during this challenge. You now have what it takes to go out and implement what you learned so that you can. And I challenge you to find 2 people. You plus 2. For those of you that don't have anybody on your team yet, you plus 2, focus on just that. You know, little bites eats the whole pie, right? And the saying goes, how do you eat the elephant? 1 bite at a time. So start where you're at. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't compare your day 1 to somebody else's year 6, right? This is your journey. You're just starting it today. And you now have some of the most incredible freaking tools that you will probably ever get in your network marketing career. And it was free. Okay. So now it's time to reinvest in your business. Go out and apply this. And the whole reason we did this is so that we can grow. So, you know, I always say, if you can consume a training and have at least 3 takeaways that you can actually go apply to your business, that's a win. Okay. So take the win, apply the basics that were the biggest and the best, go find your 2 people, and then help them find their 2 people. And then you go find 2 more people. Simple duplication, showing up and being consistent. Those are the keys to a winning business and network marketing. You know, my day 1 was 6 years ago. I started with nothing. I started with no following. And 6 years later, that has changed because I just refused to give up. So don't quit. Keep going. You can do it. I am cheering you on. I see all of you. And I know that you can do this. And I know that the best is yet to come. 2021, we can make it a banner year. And this training and what's coming in the GoPro Recruiting Mastery, you know, that's the big leagues compared to what this was. Like, that's drinking from the fire hose. But be ready and be there, because like this only happens once a year, guys. So you can't miss out on that. And Eric, that's it. I'm done.
Awesome.
I said
Thank
it all.
you, Ann. And for everybody, I want to quickly, before I go to Tom and to Jesse Lee to kind of wrap up bonus day number 1, I want to quickly just recap all the different links, right? If you want to get the lifetime recordings, take a screenshot of this or take a photo. You or your team want to get the lifetime recordings before we turn that into a product, raise the price, which we're going to do. You can get all of that video, audio, and notes. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com/lifetime access. If you've done that, or if you plan on doing that, put a number 8 into the comments. If you've done that already, or you plan on doing that, put a number 8 into the comments. Next, for all the bonuses that are available for people who get a $297 ticket to GoPro, here are the list of bonuses. Okay, we added $4,530 worth. Take a picture of this, use it for your team. Take a screenshot, take a photo. These are all available until Monday, until the end of the day on Monday, November 23rd, and then they go away. But until then, all 13 of these bonuses, $4,530, is available to people who get a virtual GoPro ticket of any size before Monday. So if you got it in the past, you're still going to get these bonuses. The bonuses are going to be delivered in December, so be patient while we organize them and get them all ready for you. But if you already have your GoPro ticket, or you're planning on getting your GoPro ticket, put a number 7 into the comments. I want to see that. How many people already are attending? or planning on attending and getting theirs before Monday, put a number 7 into the comments. Number 3, I got to tell you about VIP real quick. VIP, here's the bonuses for people who get a VIP ticket. If you can find that. That's an extra $1,000 for a VIP ticket. These bonuses are available for VIP and platinum ticket holders. The Pete Vargas Winning Digital Stages course, $497. Grant Cardone's Money and Finance course, $24.97. And the first annual GoPro Speak Off as a $2,500 experience. All of that over, when you add the bonuses from a GA ticket to this, it's over $10,000 worth of bonuses. Alexi, do you have that photo of the screens that showed VIP and the other pictures? I want to show you something. So take a look at this. This is kind of how the screens are going to look. If you look at platinums, they're going to look really big on the screen during the virtual GoPro. If you look at VIPs and super VIPs, they're going to be a little bit smaller, but they're still going to be, and then you got the GA attendees above and below. So you're going to get some prime real estate if you are a VIP or above. The world's going to see you for sure. Super VIPs we haven't talked about, but those are people who have reserved their own private 300-person Zoom room and are filling it up with their teams. If you want to learn more about that, email VIP@networkmarketingpro.com. They'll tell you about that. Okay, so that's going to be cool. And then platinum, this is $5,000 on top of attending this event in Vegas, backstage, in our house, the platinum party, meet and hang out with all the speakers. There's a platinum only mastermind bonus that's available live in Vegas with some of the GoPro speakers in person. That's an extra $5,000 value for people who get platinum. So I think I've covered everything. Virtualgopro.com will take you to all of it. Virtualgopro.com will take you to all of it. Recordings are available to buy. They'll continue to be available to buy, but starting probably Monday or Tuesday, the price is going up. So if you want to get the recordings, I would encourage you to get them now because it's $97. You can get them and own them for forever. Don't need that. Virtualgopro.com will get you to everything. Okay, I think I covered everything. Oh, and also, if you are a six-figure earner and above, you need to check out, I'll tell you this, if you're a six-figure earner above and you're not part of the Next Level Mastermind, I want to invite you to attend one of our Next Level Mastermind Zooms for free, just to check it out. If you go to VIP@networkmarketingpro.com and put mastermind into the subject line, they'll get back to you and they'll give you an invitation to participate in one of those sessions so you can see what it's all about before you make a decision. Okay, so I think that's it. All right, Tom Chenault, you're second to last. Hit it, brother.
Thank you, Eric Worre, and those people with the VIP mastermind deal. I'm telling you, this lifetime access he's talking about, that VIP mastermind kind of thing is that way. And I go back to that all the time, trying to figure out how these ordinary people making extraordinary money are doing all the things that I don't know how to do. And I am telling you, the bang for the buck for that VIP mastermind is unbelievable. You don't have to, I mean, look at the clinic of promotion that Eric and his cronies have put on for this crazy recruiting challenge and what we got for free. And then multiply that into what you're getting out of GoPro for $397. And what I'm doing now is challenging all my friends to upgrade one level above what you believe you can afford, because I want you to have so much skin in the game that you don't miss a minute of it, because it's going to be that crazy. And if you look at any common denominator of everybody that was on this challenge, it was people that had a reason bigger than their excuses that went for it. Whether it was Trent Shelton, whether it was Grant Cardone, whether it was Sylvester Stallone, every one of those people have a story. And I look at Rachel and I look at Brian and I look at all those people, and it just blows my mind what they've been able to accomplish. And what I know is it doesn't matter what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. I'm scared to death of people. He talked about using other people's stories. I do that with the people I'm with. That's why I contact map so many people and understand their story, so I don't have to talk about me. I talk about them, and I use their story as part of my story to talk to them about their life. And I am telling you, that's my takeaway. That's what I do. But I'm telling you, I've learned so much more from this. And you want to talk about fear? I'm at Eric's $1 billion house in Las Vegas. All these beautiful dancers out there across the pond swimming, and they're mermaids, and they're doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm among all these cool people. And here I am, Tom Chenault, like 50 years older, 50 pounds heavier than every one of them. And Eric says, I dare you to go dance with those mermaids. And I said, oh my God. And I read this book called The Surrender Experiment. And that means you never say no. I never say no to anything. And as a result of that, I tiptoed across that crazy moat of his. And I'm standing out there with all those dancers. I looked like a cross between John Belushi and John Candy. And I danced with them for about 20 minutes. It felt like 20 years, and everybody clapped. I'll never forget it. And I got out of there, and they just patted me on the back like I'd won the 100-yard dash.
And Tom, you know what's the truth? You dance with them for, you know what the truth is? You dance with them for about 14 seconds.
20 minutes.
Nope, 14.
Yes.
I have it on video.
20 minutes if it was that's so funny. It was about 14 seconds. That was a Tom tall tale, but it was a long time for me. So you guys, I am telling you, get registered for GoPro. It's fun. It's a party. You get to meet all these incredible people. You gotta go upgrade to the highest level you can't afford and go do it. And Eric, thank you for letting me be a part of your life, buddy. I love you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jesse Lee, you kicked off one of the early challenges with the hold up, do the selfie with three fingers. For some people that are joined the challenge late didn't see that.
Oh,
Can you tell them what to do? And you get to close out our bonus day, and then we're going to go backstage and answer some questions. And for those that are asking about Grant Cardone being in the GA ticket, I answered that earlier. And people in the comments can answer that for you, so I don't have to go through the whole thing again. Jesse Lee, floor is yours.
Hi guys, what's going on? So, hello, it's Jesse Lee. You can call me #BossLee. And this first, I was texting you the other day, well, the whole group chat of the trainers, and I was like, let's make this a lifelong free GoPro recruiting challenge, because I do not want to leave. It's been amazing. I know I've been backstage the whole time. I literally haven't left. I prioritized this, like Emily said, from day one, which was just clear your calendars. And for somebody who is as busy as I am, I prioritized it, because I forget who just said it, but somebody maybe an hour ago said something along the lines of, you have to show up. You have to make sacrifices. You have to do the things that are not convenient. And it just makes you wonder sometimes, what are the things we are not doing because it's not convenient? What are the things you know full well you could have been on here the whole time and responding to messages, but some of us didn't? And I just want us to kind of take that moment to reflect maybe on what we do in our lives that self-sabotages our business. John Haremza just said that this is a everyday business. This isn't, no matter if you're part-time or full-time, it's an everyday business. And so I wonder how many of us are really going to do that, and we're really going to touch our business every day. So I shifted a ton of meetings. I shifted a ton of stuff. The one day that I wasn't on here live, I literally got home as soon as I did. I watched the entire replay. If you did the same thing, drop yes in the comments. So I missed Fraser, who's literally like my best friend. So that's how you know for real. Like I was, all right. So anyway, the three tip. If you didn't already do it, you can do it every once in a while, by the way. It's not like a one-time only social media post, and you as a person evolve. So I would say it's probably a good idea to do that post once every 6 months. One of my favorite quotes or memes I saw on the internet one time, and I've reposted it a bunch of times, is, if you haven't seen me in 6 months, let me introduce myself. And that is the beautiful thing about network marketing, is that if you are plugging into something like this, if you are learning and leading and developing, you do change as a person. I remember the first time I met Jordan, I annoyed him probably. I don't know. I've evolved since then. It's fine, right? First time I met Eric, bright blue hair, shaved head. Good Lord. We all evolve as people. And I think that's really important that you understand that. So the 3 fingers, if you didn't already do it, here's your assignment. You literally are going to hold up 3 fingers, right? 3 fingers. And you're just going to ask people in a selfie of yourself. So take a selfie. Boop. You're just going to ask people, when you think of me, what are 3 things that you think of? What are 3 things you think of? And the cool thing is, obviously, you just spent 7 days with us. You see that a lot of us are a little larger than life. We kind of have these brands. It's going to teach you what to build your brand around. It's going to teach you what people think about when they think about you. It's going to teach you how people on earth view you. And so it allows you to start making the posts. It also is such a strong interaction post that you're going to have people to follow up with. And so I would say maybe in your phone right now, today, this is, what month is this? This is November. So maybe you set an alarm on May 1st to do it again, right? May 1st is 6 months from now. Well, May, whatever, 17th, 18th, 19th, I don't know what day it is. Okay. Set an alarm to do it again every 6 months, especially if you're trying to rejuvenate your business. It always gets a lot of interaction. But so I'll tell you my biggest takeaway, couple of things. First of all, I loved it. I think it was meant to be a negative comment, but I look at everything in my life as a positive comment. So somebody commented that their biggest takeaway was that millionaires are all really loud and scream. And I don't know why it made me laugh so much, but it's like, do you understand that people are attracted to people who know where they're going? People are attracted to people who know where they're going. If you're kind of floating through life, it might be why you're not recruiting people, because people aren't sure you know what you're doing. People aren't sure that you're confident. People aren't sure. And I don't know if this came through well enough when I was training, but I'm an introvert. It was like every trainer got on here and was like, I'm an introvert. Hi, my name is Tom Chenault, and I'm an introvert. Hi, my name is Jordan Adler, and I'm an introvert. Hi, Rachel Pekarik, I'm an introvert. Hi, I'm Jefferson Santos, and I too am an introvert. Hi, I'm John Haremza, and I'm an introvert. Hi, I'm Eric Worre, and I'm an introvert. Like, you have to understand that Trent Shelton, who is literally my real life friend, we are so quiet together. It's awkward turtles. Like, we are so weird. And I think you need to know that sometimes, because you're sitting there and you're judging your personality. But when we are talking about our businesses, when we know what we know, we have no problem showing up and showing out. I like to compare it to religion. If you believe, let's say, in Jesus, right? So I'm a believer. If you came to my house and you, I don't know, you liked Buddha, you believe in Buddha, awesome. That's great. Perfect. If you were to knock on my door and you were to say, hi, I'm here to spread the news of Buddha. I don't know what sorry, maybe a bad example. I'm not familiar with Buddha. All right, but if you were to come to my house and knock on my door and try to spread the good word of Buddha, I would be like, you know what? Like, wrong house. Wrong house, actually. So let me tell you about Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, on the other hand, though, right? Like, I would be the one to say, hold up, wait a minute. I know what I know. And so I wonder how many of you let other people tell you about network marketing. You let other people, like this example with Jeff Berry you just gave a little bit ago, Eric, cracked me up. I literally put in the chat, I said, it's almost like Kanye. I have a t-shirt, it says, Texans love Texas like Kanye loves Kanye. It's like, I'm a Texan. Okay, but the example is, what did Kanye do on the stage when he was so sure in his conviction about Beyonce? He got on stage and he said, hold up, wait a minute, I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best albums of all time. Y'all, hold up, wait a minute. I appreciate your union job. I appreciate that you work in as an assistant, whatever. I appreciate that you have a job in finance, but hold up, wait a minute. I'm gonna let you finish. Network marketing is the greatest profession of all time. And when you have that kind of conviction around what you're doing, you don't need, I mean, I gave you my scripts, but you don't need my scripts. When I was brand baby new, an absolute imbecile in this profession, I still out-recruited everybody. I still have a trophy from 2011 for being #1 recruiter in my first company, first year ever. I had no idea what I was doing. My phone calls were terrible. This is how phone calls. I was making phone calls back then. I was just so excited that my passion and conviction in what I was doing made people go, oh my gosh, I don't know what she's doing, but she's going somewhere. So for those of you who are trying to, I saw some comments about I don't yet have a recruit from this. This is not a get rich quick thing, right? This is a long-term relationship. We're not trying to have a one-night stand in our business, are we? No. Long-term relationships. So if you keep showing up with that passion, you show people where you are coming from and where you are going, you're going to have a big business, even if it doesn't happen today. Even if it's messy action, even if you mess up the scripts, even if you mess up the Facebook Lives, the Instagram posts, the TikToks are a disaster. Awesome. Awesome. That's the whole point of this. We are a messy action bunch. You look at this group of misfits, which I'm literally looking at this panel of my friends. We are so funny together. We are so funny together. I cannot wait for the day that you all are part of our mastermind and you get to join us in Vegas too, because we are so weird. We're just strange. Is that me? That is, oh my gosh, that's Rob Dyrdek's wife. Why is Rob Dyrdek's wife calling me right now? Doesn't she know what I'm doing right now? Okay, we're a bunch of weirdos. We get together, we put up Christmas trees too early. Some of us have long, crazy nails, big, crazy hair. Some of us I think Tom's wearing flannel. I don't know what's going on over there. I love it. Jordan wears sunglasses inside at all hours of the day. I don't know why, but I really live for it. Eric Worre's shoe collection is great. I love it. We deal each other products from our, there you go. I love shoes. Y'all know I love shoes. Look, I got 2 new pairs of red bottom shoes yesterday. I just, whatever. I'm with you. We're strange. We're totally strange. But that's what makes you you. And so Stormy talked about authenticity. A couple really big takeaways that I want to make sure you heard. The first thing is, I don't care. She didn't say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this. I don't care if you don't like the top earners in your company. I don't care. That's who you need to learn from. They're doing something right. You don't like their personality. You don't like, I don't know what you don't like about them, their hair, the car they drive. You think, oh, they're too good for me. No. Look, she told you to learn from people who are actually doing it. And I see so many people, Eric just hit on it earlier today, where it's like, oh, I got this great idea. Let me try this random thing. Some of you are copying the wrong cat, first of all. Second of all, some of you are taking constructive criticism from people who have never constructed anything. Can you explain that to me? I wouldn't take marriage advice from somebody who's been divorced 6 times, yet here some of you are, a bunch of multimillionaires are like, do this, do this, do this. And you're like, well, my friend who has made $4.30 in their entire career told me I shouldn't use TikTok. And you're listening to them. In less than a month, I've made over $300,000 on TikTok. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing here? Get on and do messy action. The other thing I loved, which maybe you don't know, but this is my biggest takeaway. And I want to say this because I think sometimes we need to humanize what's going on in this profession, because I do think that sometimes you look at the people who are top earners and you go, oh my gosh, but they're just so good. They're so good. They have their whole lives together. First of all, there is not a single multi-million-dollar earner on this call from the last week who has their whole lives together. Not one of us. The amount of continually still stumbling through our businesses going, I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna try. Well, I don't know how to do that, but I don't know how to do that. We get on these mastermind calls and sometimes we have billionaires there. Sometimes we have people who are insanely good at investing on there. And you should see some of these conversations where we're like, the people you're looking up to are on this call. We're all privately messaging each other with the little red private thing. We're like, what the hell? Oh my God, I'm so far behind. What are you investing in? Oh, Jim Carrey meme where we're like, help, we don't know everything either. So you need to know that. But my big takeaway, which might shock you, was actually Pete yesterday. And I don't know if y'all watched yesterday. If you watched yesterday, you can put a yes in the chat. But Pete talked about imposter syndrome. And again, I just want to bring this full circle for every single one of you, because some of you are still paralyzed right now. You've done nothing. Oh, you have the notes. I know you do. Some of you literally had to go to Target and get a new notebook. You ran out of paper. Okay. I love that. But I'm here to tell you, you cannot be your biggest enemy. And that's what a lot of us are doing. We are self-sabotagers. We have millions and millions and millions of dollars sitting in notebooks that are collecting dust. Don't be that person, because somewhere inside of you, you think that you are not good enough, or that you don't know enough, or that you can't achieve enough. I love the whole imposter syndrome thing, because to this day, I suffer with imposter syndrome. If you want to know why it took me until this morning at 8 a.m. Central to send over my scripts to Sandy and Eric and Marina, it was because for the last 6 days, or whenever I trained, I don't know when it was, it's all a big blur. Eric's like, oh, we're going to get Jessie Lee's scripts. I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, yes, but no. Like, me. Little network marketing assassin, me. I was like, why my scripts? So I procrastinated and did this whole, and then last night, because I still hadn't typed them up, I'm literally dreaming about scripts. Like, oh my gosh, terrible. I gave myself bad sleep, because I still suffer with that. And if I think all of these multi-million-dollar earners are honest with themselves, there's not really a day that goes by we don't have the imposter syndrome in something we do. Why would anybody watch my live? Why would anybody want to listen to my podcast? My podcast is insane, yet I almost didn't do it because I kept thinking no one's going to listen. Then I'm like, Eric, will you be on my podcast? Oh, yeah, of course, duh. What? Trent Shelton, yeah, of course. What? Rob Dyrdek, yeah, duh, of course. What? I do it every day, just like so many of you do. And maybe it's not a big scale like that, but we all deal with self-confidence issues. We all worry about what other people are thinking about us. We all do. We all do. And so don't try to please everybody. Just make yourself proud. And when you're thinking about what you can implement from these last 7 days, just implement something that will make you proud. I love that Eric cut me off in my DMO, because some of you were going to have your brains actually explode off your head. Like, it was actually kind of dangerous. I'm glad you cut me off, because it doesn't matter what I'm doing. And it doesn't matter what Ann's doing. And it doesn't matter what Tom's doing. It doesn't matter what Jefferson or Jordan or Armand's is doing. It matters what you will do. And you will grow into a confident leader if you do show up every day. You have so many to-dos right now. How many Instagram stories you have done yet today? Check yourself. Have you gotten fit yet today at all? Right? Have you reached out to people at all today? People are saying do 3 presentations a day. Have you done 1 presentation yet today? The amount of do this actionable stuff that was given to you all week long. How many of us are that sounded really good. My snaps are on today. What is that? Wow. Like, what is the stuff that we can actually do in our business? And can you step into that power? Because every last one of us, when we started, we sucked. Please believe me. Okay. I was a bad leader. I yelled at people all the time. Like, not excited yell. Like, I was like, oh, I needed to learn some patience. Okay. I was a bad leader. I was bad at sales. I was bad at recruiting, but I was hungry, like Les Brown said. Right. And then I kind of kept sucking really a lot, like really quickly. You got to suck faster so you can get through the suck phase. And then I got bad. Every last one of us was bad for quite some time, right? We were bad. And then we kind of got okay. And then we sort of got good. And then we got great. And now you're looking at the people that are world class in this profession, but you have to know it wasn't an accident. You have to know it's not an accident. So go make the attraction posts, go take the action steps. And when you feel, which you will, when you feel the imposter syndrome, the why me, why do I deserve this? I grew up in poverty. Remember that you're supposed to break generational curses. You're supposed to. And I don't know if it was this training, but it must have been, because this is the only place I've been for the last 7 days. But it must have been this training. But some of you, I can tell whose past really sucked. Like these people here that you admire, a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of real bad stories. I think there's a reason Eric always tells us he almost didn't escape high school. There's trauma there. He didn't fit in. He wasn't normal. Okay. So if you already know what the pain feels like, then why do we live there? If you're in hell, don't crawl, don't skippity-doo-dah, run through it. I can tell who it hurts. So go, get out of it. You're in the best profession in the world for normal people to no longer live an average normal life. And you just had 7 days of tactics. Take something, spin through your notebook, end on a page and point like this and do that. You have everything you need to make millions of dollars in this profession. That man, Eric Worre, is the reason I am on this call. And I don't mean because he asked me to be on this training. I'm telling you, I got basically dragged kicking and screaming 4.5 years ago, 4 years ago, I guess, to a GoPro event. And somebody told me $95 million. I said, shut up. What am I doing with my life? And if that's you and you're like perplexed that all these different backgrounds, we had Mexico with Yvonne, we had, Stormy, who's like, I'm for some of you, I'm too black. We had everything on here. So what is our excuse going to be anymore? Because we are showing you the way. Eric showed me 4 years ago that I was playing very small, and he reminds me of it every day. I get out on the mastermind. Somebody shared the other day, well, Eric goes, well, there's somebody made $3 million last month. Somebody made 2.7 million. I said, you're not doing enough. What am I doing? And I went to a whole other level of psycho. What is your oh my God moment? I think for some of you, it was in the chat. Let's do it again. If you're a 6-figure earner, put a 6 in the chat. If you're a 7-figure earner, put a 7 in the chat. There's even people on here who have made 8 figures. Multiple people have made 8 figures in this profession. You see all these 6s, these 7s? It's real. It's real. I think some of you are looking at that and you're like, that person who's been chatting with me all week makes 6 figures a year. Are you kidding me? Right. So why not you? And if you can get to 6 figures, you can get to 7. It just takes implementing all this stuff and teaching and training it to other people and getting the butts in on your own. Eric taught me that a long time ago. You can bully your way to 6 figures. That hunger can get any of you to 6 figures that are hungry enough. The 7 he always trains mean you have to get to 7 by training other people how to get to 6. And maybe you don't even really know how you got to 6. Okay, then, can you get that, please? Okay, then you need to get people to go pro. You need to get butts in the seats. You need to show people a better way. And you need to start using those third-party resources. You need to start using those stories. You need to start using the conviction that is inside of you to take it to the next level. Because like I said about Jesus, when you know what you know what you know. Y'all know about this profession now. So go out there and show the world what you know. Go show the world how great we are. This is the best profession on earth. Go show them. I love you guys.
Jessie Lee, thank you so much. We're not going to be able to go backstage today because I got a hard out in just a few minutes for the next level mastermind Zoom that we're going to jump on with all the 6 and 7-figure earners. But there's a scammer. Can you get him? scroll up that one. Yeah. These people, man, they just don't stop. It's unbelievable. Last word.
Wow. Well, let me turn on.
And if you don't have a ticket to GoPro, go to Virtual GoPro. If you don't have the recordings, find somewhere in the comments where the link is. We put it in there a bunch of times. Anything you're looking for. If you want to get into the mastermind, VIP@networkmarketingpro.com. That'll take care of all that. Tomorrow, I'm gonna give you the summary of the whole challenge, and then we're gonna go backstage for about an hour, and we'll do some more Q&A. Okay, but Pete, you get the last word.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't ready for that, but man, how do you follow Jesse Lee? Gosh, I feel like I got to get all hyped and jacked, but I'm gonna make this pretty dang simple. Eric started this with saying this is a 1-2 punch. And what I love what Jesse Lee said, because I was stuck in my business at $1 million. So long. And all of us want to actually say those words. I'm a 6-figure earner. I'm a 7-figure earner. And at some point, we actually really in our minds think that's kind of the cap or the ceiling to what we can do. And I just found myself saying I want to hit 7 figures. And really, that's all I ever thought was possible. And Eric, I just think that a lot of people, the opportunity that this profession gives to people, I mean, you heard Grant Cardone say it, drop me in a city and I'm in a network marketing company. Listen, here's what I want you to know. I didn't share this yesterday. I got a text from Grant. He was 40 minutes away from me in that show. He was dropped in Pueblo. I did an interview with him. He was bald. I kind of knew what was going on. I didn't really know what was going on. And then he's like, Pete, I got to take this. And he answers the call during the middle of my interview. And he says, hey, Bob, this is whatever his name was, this like code name. I'm like, why did he just refer to himself as, John, whatever. And then a couple months later, I get a text from him. I want you to see this. This is so important. If you missed what Grant said yesterday, and he says, hey, I want you to come up for the grand opening. And I can't get into the details of what that meant, but he asked me to bring my son up. And what he had to build wasn't just going and making money. He had to build a business with a lot of employees and a lot of stuff to go create $1 million business in 3 months. And so when he says yesterday, you're telling me I got the company, I got the product, I got the brand, I got the comp plan, I got this, like my life just got easier. Drop me in any city and I can do that. Eric, I got to see what he built and I was blown away. But I also know that what he built was so difficult, and that's why he said what he said yesterday. And so guys, a lot of you have this ceiling on your mindset. And I said this on the first day I spoke, Eric, stuck for like 7 years at the $1 million mark in my business. It's because it's the ceiling I put on myself. It's the ceiling I put on myself. I won't ever put that ceiling on myself. All of a sudden I started creeping into I'm going to get to 8 figures one day. And I stopped that. And I stopped even saying that. I stopped saying that. And now I can literally say multiple 8. I'm on the way. Like I've got a target of 9. And that sounds so far-fetched and so unrealistic for the Pete Vargas who walked 5 years ago. Because like Jesse Lee said, I lived in imposter syndrome. I was my greatest enemy. The way I talked to myself would have convicted me as a murderer. I would have spent life in prison without parole the way that I spoke to myself. I hope you guys hear that, man. I don't care if you're 4, 5, 6, 7. There's another level. There is another level. And our biggest enemy is ourself. We are the biggest enemy. The way we speak to ourselves is the biggest enemy. So when Eric says 1-2 punch, the challenge is what I'm excited about. And Eric, we worked hard. I can't believe some of them gave what they gave, but I want people to see the practicality to this because they need to understand the simplicity to this. The first punch is done. Now it's time for the TKO. And that's what GoPro is. Because what's going to happen with GoPro is clear. Here's why most businesses, and here's why most network marketers and all of your leaders backstage, I want you to hear this. Here's why most network marketers don't ever go to the levels that they want to, is because they only focus on one component of the business. When I got serious about business, I started focusing on all components. I was a pretty shitty leader 5 years ago. I'm an incredible leader to my people today. Oh, leadership is being talked about at GoPro. I was pretty dang good at sales, but I sucked at social media. Oh, social media is going to be a whole focus topic at GoPro. I didn't know how to duplicate myself. You might be like, are you in network marketing? No, duplication is in any business. It rained when Pete rained, and it didn't rain when Pete didn't rain. Some of you understand what that means. I had to understand what it was like to have duplication without Pete, and so do a lot of you. And that comes with systems, that comes with operations, some of the stuff that's not sexy. That's why we didn't talk about it the last 7 days, but it's one of the things that allows you to go to the next level. A whole section dedicated to that at GoPro. And then I just went blank, but there's a fourth section. Oh, the section I'm going to be speaking on, I forgot, which is presenting. And you think this is presenting for recruits? Could I let you understand the way that you want to enroll recruits? You got to enroll your upline. You got to roll in your downline. You got to enroll your team. You got to enroll all the time with presentations. And presentations is something you do every day. And everybody in your team does every day. A whole section dedicated to that. So yes, it's cool that recruiting's been tackled. But you really want to grow? Don't be a one-trick pony. Do not be a one-trick pony. And here's what I want to say is Eric said, Pete, and I'm like, I get it. I get it. He's like, we got to add personal growth and mindset and breakthrough as well. And so I'm just going to let you know how Eric kicks off GoPro and the closing session to GoPro will be one of the most transformational things that you see, because we got to get in the mind, because the mind is the prohibitor of the new level that you want to go to. So Eric, why I'm excited is because Punch 2 is the holistic approach, not just a one-trick pony. Now, recruiting is important, and we all know that. And there will be some recruiting elements there too. But Eric, in those 5 buckets, they're not going to walk away with a bunch of notes, although they'll have a lot of notes. They'll walk away with a game plan for 2021, a crystal clear game plan. And then you can come back to this library of speaker bonuses, because when you have your game plan, only consume the content that's in alignment with your game plan. Too many of you have a game plan and you're out here like trying to learn something else. Let's get the game plan ready at GoPro, then give you this lifetime digital library, and now you're going to know what to use. You know why Eric's saying it's going to be a month till you get these speaker bonuses? Because we got to have the game plan first. Because when you got the game plan, then this digital library of these amazing resources, you say, I'm going to start there because I got the game plan. So guys, it's no brainer, man. You want to, don't be a one-trick pony. There's a 1-2 punch to this. Everybody said the next 90 days is huge, and I really think it is. And Eric, yeah, that's all I got to say, man. That's it.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to start the Next Level Mastermind Zoom in 2 minutes. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, I'm going to personally go through an overview of this entire challenge, and then we're going to go backstage with all the backstage people, and we're going to do some comprehensive Q&A. So this broadcast from today will be available for the next 24 hours. and then it'll go away like the rest of them. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.